Hey folks, welcome to the Kubernetes SIG Docs bi-weekly meeting. Today is September 17th, 2024. I'm your host today. My name is Ray Lahana. I'm one of the co-chairs for SIG Docs. I see on the line as well as one of our tech leads, Xander, is also on the Zoom call as well. Before we officially start, just a few housekeeping items. This meeting abides by the CNTIP Code of Conduct, so this boils down to be kind to each other. And we also record and upload this meeting to YouTube as well. So if you don't want to share your video share, you could please turn that off. All right, as one thing we like to do whenever we start a meeting is we like to welcome new contributors. So if you are new to SIG Docs, or if this is, or if it's been some time since you've joined a meeting, I'm going to give a few minutes here to welcome folks to come off mute, and feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Aline. I joined a while ago, and I'm back.
Welcome back, Aline.
Hi, I'm William Rizzo. I just joined the comms as Shadow. Happy to be here.
Welcome, William.
Hi, folks. Just like William, I joined the communications release Shadow, so great to be here.
Welcome, Ryota.
Hey everyone, James Spurrin here. I've worked on SIG Docs in the past, but first time I'm actually attending one of the meetings, and I'm participating as a Docs Shadow for 1.32.
Welcome, James.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Rodolfo. I'm joining as a shadow on the Docs team, and I'm glad to be here.
Welcome, Rodolfo.
Hi, this is Joy. I'm joining from the contributors orientations. So it's my first time being here.
Welcome. So yeah, I was on that call as well. There's a new meeting called the New Contributor Orientation. It's held once a month. So folks who are new, please take a look at that. And that's going to be SIG Contribex, GitHub /Kubernetes/community. You go under SIG Contribex. You can find the New Contributor Orientation information about from there.
I can go. Hi, I'm Rashan. I'm just returning this release with comms, so I'm a comms shadow as well. So happy to be here.
Welcome. All right, a lot of new folks. Welcome, everyone. Looks like the release cycle for 132 is starting. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So did I miss anyone else, or anyone else would like to introduce themselves? Okay, I'm going to proceed with the meeting agenda. First, updates and reminders. I am this week's PR Wrangler. So if you have any open pull requests that needs any reviews, please ping me. Lavish Pal is my PR Wrangler shadow, and I've already reached out to Lavish to set up some time to review how I review pull requests. Next week's PR Wrangler is Depeche Rawat. And the following week's PR Wrangler is Tim Bannister, along with Charles Unazi, shadowing. And there's a link to the PR Wrangler shifts, rotation, and calendar on the agenda. And if you're folks who are like to shadow PR Wranglers, we have a PR Wrangler shadow program as well. So folks who are interested in learning how to review pull requests, you could feel free to reach out to myself or to one of the other co-chairs to get yourself on the calendar. We also have an issue wrangler as well. An issue wrangler triages issues and reviews issues. So this week's issue wrangler is Kat Cosgrove, and next week's issue wrangler is Abigail McCarthy. Lastly, last updates or last reminder, if you notice any code of conduct violations at events, meetings, GitHub comments, or Slack, please reach out to the Kubernetes Code of Conduct Committee. You could do so anonymously at conduct@kubernetes.io, and it could also be anonymous. All right, so the first agenda topic is on the release 1.32. Is there anyone from the docs team that would like to provide the updates?
Hey, so this is Daniel, the release docs lead for this cycle. So happy to report that we're green. Our shadow onboarding is ongoing. We just got everybody confirmed. We're in a group chat and we're going to schedule an orientation meeting for later this week. We're also getting all the registrations and all the forms and stuff filled out. So that should be done pretty soon. And then branch sync will be done later this week as well.
Awesome. And welcome also to the new docs shadows as well. Also, I do have YouTube videos on how to do some of the tasks for the release docs. So that's in the release docs Slack channel, and that's pinned as well. So there's a link to my YouTube channel. All right. Thank you, Daniel. Comms. Does anyone from the comms team that would like to provide an update?
Yep, that's me. Hey, I'm the lead for comms for this release, and shadow onboarding is also proceeding for us. We already have like 3 of the shadows today here, and the onboarding is proceeding well. We are going to have the general orientation next week, Monday, I think, and the specific for comms will be right after. Most permissions PRs are open or already merged. I just miss like 1 org membership, actually 2 org memberships that will also unlock another PR. Preparations have been made for the announcement board, and I plan to also like update a little bit the queries. So shadows for comms will have more useful queries to use in different phases of the release. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Do want to make a few notes. So this release cycle, the release cycle at the end of the year tends to be a little bit more difficult from my experience on release teams because there are holidays at the end, of course, and also there's a big US holiday as well towards the end as well, and KubeCon. So I know we have milestones, we have deadlines in place in the calendar. So that's just something to be mindful of. We also, as SIG docs, are also mindful of it as well, since we've experienced this numerous times. So just we know holidays are coming up around key milestones, and that's something that we want to get ahead of before those milestones arrive.
For comms, I can say we moved some of the deadlines according for like KubeCon and some holidays, so we should be okay-ish.
Yeah, the biggest one I see is more of when it comes to reviews. So the time when we review pull requests for both docs, mostly with the doc updates, tend to be around US Thanksgiving holiday week. So that kind of comes up to play. And also with comms comes with scheduling those blog releases and reviewing those blogs as well towards the end when we get and the Christmas holiday or the winter holiday come up and affecting that might be affecting some reviewers. All right, any questions or comments to the 132 docs or comms teams?
Just a quick one, Ray. I didn't quite catch where you said your videos were. Did you say they were pinned in SIG docs, or was it somewhere else?
It's in the release docs. They should be on the try to make sure it is in there. I mean, it's not pinned. It's okay, if they're not, I don't see them. I thought they were pinned in there, so I will add I'll add them there. I'll pin them there.
There's a couple of other nice videos I found in there. So there's one from Tim on there, but I couldn't find your one.
Yeah, I have a number of them, number of videos, and a lot of the videos I've created, one is for like dealing with the branch sync, dealing with the merge conflict with the branch sync as well, what that looks like. Also with the steps in Netlify as well. So several steps are that needs to be done towards the end of the release cycle as well. And so those are typically needs elevated permissions, usually from a SIG docs tech lead or a co-chair. I've had the unlucky, I guess, I get about 50% of the time I tend to be traveling on release day for some reason. And so I made sure that there's videos on how to do those steps are available on YouTube for those who are with those permissions can do the steps when they arrive. Let me if not, they're not pinned, I will pin them in the on the release docs channel. I did have them before. I know I have posted them as well. So let me go take a look at that. So, all right. Thank you, James, for bringing that up. And see my history and see if I could get that playlist here. So it's all within a playlist as well for release for those release docs steps. All right, that'll be my takeaway. Thanks, James. And I'll ping the folks on the docs release docs channel as well when I do pin that. All right. All right. Any other questions for the release team or myself?
I do have one, Ray. At the beginning of the meeting, you mentioned the contributor orientation meeting. You mentioned a link. It was a bit too fast for me. Could you repeat it, or maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me get the link here. I'll put it on the Slack channel. So SIG Contribex has a new monthly meeting for new contributors, and it's called a new contributor orientation. And so I will place the link.
Oh, I'm just seeing it now in the digest.
Okay. Yeah, it's here. Let me also put it in the chat as well. I just lost the chats. Okay. Yeah, so it's new monthly meeting. So folks are new to contributing to Kubernetes. First one was today. Next one will be next month as well. It's also recorded as well, so it will be uploaded to YouTube shortly. And these are the calendar invites for the American-friendly version and the EMEA and APAC-friendly version.
Thank you.
Can I also get more information about the Shadow program? Right now, I'm reading the README files. The Shadow.
For which Shadow program? Is it the release team or the
release team?
PR? Yeah, so that's actually under SIG release. So if you go to Kubernetes/SIG release, there is a release team subfolder there, and they have more on shadows and release team shadows. So that's under the SIG release. I'll put that in the chat as well.
There, they said it has a sign up forms, but doesn't have a link on it.
Well, it's already the sign up form is already finished. So before every new release cycle, there's an application form. So the application form is a Google form that go out to the community and to the public. And before the next release cycle, there will be an open period for the application form. And so and then within the release team, there are sub teams like the docs and comms. You can read all about it in the GitHub repo that I posted on the GitHub on the chat as well.
Okay, thank you.
And as SIG Docs, we work closely with the Docs sub team or in the comms team as well, because the Docs team helps make sure that the new features, graduating features, are documented or have the proper documentation before the release, and the comms also help curate those feature blocks that talk about those new graduating enhancements or features, and also help release the actual official release blog as well. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, move to issues and PRs. There's no listed issues and PRs. I know for myself, I'm gonna review. We do have a little bit of backlog for open blog PRs, so I'll review several of the blog PRs this week, and that's also to ask. We're also asking for the PR wranglers as well to also review the blog pull request. But any other question or comments or any issues or PRs that people want to bring up? All right. Any other questions or discussion topics that folks would like to talk about? All right. I'll do one since there was a question about the releasing shadow program, and I did touch base on the PR Wrangler program as well. So if you just Google PR Wranglers on Kubernetes.io, we'll talk about the duties of the PR Wrangler, which is a week-long shift. And we also have a PR Wrangler shadow program as well. So if you're have cycles and are open to reviewing pull requests or learning how to review pull requests as well, you could sign up. And this is just a more casual sign up, just reaching out to myself or to one of the other folks and who are one of the other SIG docs leads as well. So this will just take you to the wiki page here. So you would just have to select an open spot, an open week where there's no assigned shadow or no shadow that's signed up for, and you'll ping one of the leagues as well to sign up for that week. Every PR Wrangler does it a little differently. I personally, when I have a shadow, I like to do a 30-minute Zoom session as well on how to review how I review pull requests. I like to do that early in the week, if possible. And I like to touch base and towards the end of the week. So I do most of my reviews early in the week and also on Fridays as well. So usually my Wednesdays and Thursdays tend to be more busy with work. So that's more about the PR Wrangler Shadow program for SIG docs.
It says here on the PR Wranglers page that you could reach out on SIG docs for a specific if you want to do, be involved in the shadow program. So I guess that's when after someone agrees to that, we get added to this list here.
Yes.
Is that the process? Okay, cool. Thank you.
And it's more of a casual process of reaching out and confirming with the as one of the leads would confirm, and also would also confirm that it's an open spot, and the approver assigned for that week is also available to help mentor as well.
Okay. So because I just suggested or I just requested a specific week on SIG docs, but it's going to be way in advance, like in December.
That's totally fine.
And I figure I would should I be doing pull requests way before that, like a whole bunch of them, or what? To be a wrangler, don't I need like some prerequisite type of knowledge?
Well, this is part of that. So this is the week that you've signed up, it's to become a shadow, not to be actually the actual PR Wrangler.
Yes.
So in terms of experience wise, yes, you certainly can do. We do welcome anyone to review pull requests as well. Informal reviews are welcome. Typically org membership is required to interact with PAL, meaning that to add the LGTM label. But anyone can review pull requests, and we are open for that. In terms of experience wise, if you just follow the PR Wrangler guide and also the reviewing PR guide as well, and show it on the website, reviewing pull requests here. So this is just some of the review process that we need to follow. I do want to make a note, we do have a bug in Mermaid. So if you see this, a refresh will fix the diagram. Hopefully we'll fix it. Okay, so we'll fix it Command Shift R for me will fix the diagram on how to do how to review pull requests as well. But as a shadow, you don't necessarily need to have a lot of experience, but these are some good pages to review and to be familiar with, along with the style guide as well. We want to make sure that any proposed changes, it does adhere to the style and content guide. So there's a style guide, and you could just put that in search, and it'll bring up the style guide. Same with the content guide as well, as you saw previously. So like proper case as well, like I went to use upper camel case, when not to use that upper camel case, I'll be use upper camel case for when referring to API objects. But sometimes that same object may not be used in that context as well. So you might see a different case used as well. So keep that in mind. We also would like to have a few examples of that. So this one, so like this is a perfect example as well. So the pod list is referring to the API object, but sometimes pods is referring to the API objects of pods, but in this case it's not. It's just a list of pods. But if it is referring to the API object, then you do use upper camel case. Yeah, so this is style guide you should be familiar that you should take a look at and be somewhat familiar with as well. And so we'd like to have examples. So we have a content guide as well. And we have a diagram guide as well.
So you create your own diagrams in the documentation here and use a certain kind of...
Yeah, it uses Mermaid.js.
Okay. Yeah.
There's also, we use Hugo shortcodes. It's all part of the style guide as well. So you could take a look into learning how we use Hugo shortcodes. All right. Any other questions or comments? All right. All right. So every 2 weeks or so, we meet. We like to get updates from the release teams, from the docs team and comms team as well. And also when we like to be mindful of upcoming milestones as well. So like there's a docs placeholder PR milestone, a docs freeze, docs ready to review, docs merge. Same on the comm side as well. So we like to be mindful of those milestones ahead of when they actually arrive. So. Oh, yes, there's a question from Shannon. If you notice, or there's a comment from Shannon. If you do notice parts of the style guide that's not followed or that don't follow the style guide, open a PR issue as well. All right, so I'm just looking at the chats. All right. All right, like I said, I'm the PR wrangler for the week. So if you have any open pull requests, so feel free to reach out. Be reviewing some PRs today. So last call for any comments or questions. Well, thank you very much and have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you at the next SIG Docs meeting or on Slack.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Troy.
you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.